Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I have very bad allergies, so please excuse me if I'm sniffling a lot. We had a Santa Ana here and it brought out all of the pollen, the tree pollen, which is what I'm allergic to. So I'm doing my best to get through the week. And I was waiting to record as long as I could, but I don't think it's going to let up. So just bear with me. Today I want to talk about something that's been coming up as people ascend in their own journey. You start to get visions and reflections of deities or angels or icons that we have grown up with. And especially if you were raised in a religious background, you will definitely have the symbology of angels coming up. It could be in your meditations, in your dreams, in your visions, in your knowings. And in the group, we've had a lot of people talking about this this phenomenon, I'm going to call it. And I guess I would say, because I'm at a part of my journey that I've gotten to the place of not needing the outside influences, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. Whenever it comes up, I understand that it's someone's process, but I also had gotten to a place where I pulled back from the conversation, because part of me wants everyone to have their own experience and evolve at their own time. And I myself went through this as well. And as you guys know, I was born Gabriel, which was named after the Archangel Gabriel. And when I started my journey, I got an Archangel altar card of Gabriel, and I still to this day have it on my altar. I also got a Communicating with the Archangel Gabriel book because I also wanted to understand more of myself. And it's part of the process. But what I have then come to understand is, why did I feel friction about it this time around when other people are going through that part of their journey? And so one day on my walk last week, I was kind of contemplating it. And just anytime I feel a dissonance of anything, I know it's something that I need to adjust my perspective on, or I need to understand it from a different perspective, because there's something that feels like an untruth. And an untruth to me makes me pull back. And I've noticed that in my energy, a lot of what I get is either the knowings or the feelings. And when I pull back, it's because there's something that doesn't feel true. So on my walk, I tuned into it, and I just, whenever I want to bring this up, whenever I have one of these moments, I can choose to consciously address it and ask for guidance on it. Sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't. And if they don't, I just say, okay, I'm not ready to understand it from another perspective yet. Because ultimately what I know, if I have a dissonance with something, it just means that I'm only seeing one perspective, which is mine, and I don't understand it from a bigger picture. So in the case of this angels, I asked, why do I feel this way? Why am I feeling uncomfortable about people diving into angels, or seeing angels, or meditating and having different rays come through and then those being tied to angels? And all of a sudden, of course, as it always does when it comes, is that it feels like a download. It feels like this kind of rounded out perspective of me understanding, why am I uncomfortable with it? So the reason is, we are conditioned to believe that when we look at, I'm going to use angels as the reference here, but it can also be deities. I did this also with Isis, and I have an Isis oracle deck, because when I started my journey, I believe in a journey someone did for me, they saw Isis around me. And so I felt like, okay, I need to embody or understand Isis, right? So even though this is going to be about archangels, I want you guys to understand this goes for all of the figures that we put on a pedestal, and that we, as you go through ascension, they will come up because it's an energy that is, when you get to that vibration, or you're trying to call in that vibration, it's going to come in and it's going to use your language. So in the case of angels, we all know what angels are. So spirit, I would say, and energy uses them as metaphor because we understand the energy behind an angel. Or we can look to history or to the teachings that we had, let's say in church, and try to understand more of that energy. So for me, in the case of Archangel Gabriel, it's the communicator, and it's the I am, God gives me strength, and it's the angel that brings the messages. So can I relate to that archangel? Of course. But here's the thing, and this is why it wasn't resonating with me this time around as it came up in the group. I've gotten to a point where when I can feel somebody looking outside of themselves for guidance, I know right away it's not coming from them. So then what they showed me when I asked, why is this bothering me? They said that it's all in the perspective that we hold it. So when an angel or when a deity comes into your path, and I actually had this also with Green Tara, I felt a very strong bond with her energy. But what it is it's just showing you that part of you, the facet of you, the vibration in you is ready to be like excavated and brought out. These angels are just energies. They're not people. They're like, the church has taught us to have them as a figure, and we attach attributions to each one, but really it's all energy. It's not an angel. It is a part of you that your vibration is getting to so that you can embody that quality of energy. And I understand that in our conditioning, we've been taught through many, many generations to have this kind of hierarchy of energies that are above us. And we always have associated archangels to be above us. But what I believe is happening, and why this wasn't resonating with me, even though I've been on the same path and I understand, I also want to embody this energy. We're coming to a point in time that this idolizing and looking outside of ourselves as, this angel came to me, and so what is my message from that angel? It's no longer. We're getting to a place where we have to understand that if that energy comes and presents itself to you, it's because it's time for you to embody it and spread it and to share it. It's not this angel came to me, so there's a lesson for me in this. There is a lesson, but it's to raise your vibration to embody that energy. And so what they showed me is that this message, and why I was told I have to speak about it, is that it's more about the shift of perspective, not the idea of angels, but the shift of perspective to understand that there is no pedestal to put anything on. We are it. We are the angels that we are hoping to see and feel and embody. We are them. So there has to be a point where and I guess it's coming through this message where you guys hear from somebody, that the importance of understanding the difference between reading about something or saying like, oh, this angel came to me, or this vibration of color came to me, so I need to understand what the message is or what they're all about. It's more about, you guys are all pulling that energy from yourself. It's not actually coming from outside of you. The church wanted to keep us separate from ourselves, which means that they always made it as a figure, right? And we've seen many paintings and statues, and they're always outside of us. But the truth is, if that comes up in your journey, it's just pieces of you or fractals of you that are ready to be acknowledged and embodied. And therefore, when they come up, it's more of like a celebration that you've uncovered a level of yourself that is ready to be expressed. And the way they showed it to me is that like I said, the idea is fine. It's fine to have this idea that each energy is an angel, but seeing yourself as that energy, not something outside of yourself. It doesn't exist. Angels are a thing of the Piscean era. It is something where you have a hierarchy of energies that you look to emanate and you look up to and you go to for, whatever issues you have. I'm going to use the example of Archangel Michael. I use him when I do extractions to help move the energy through quicker and smoother. And that's how I was taught. But honestly, what it is I'm calling forward that energy in myself that is strong, clear, and with that sword that can just wipe it out quickly and cleanly. But in my experience with that, as I'm working with it in energy, it doesn't feel like something comes out of the sky and comes down to help me at all. It feels like an energy that moves in my body and then is very clear about what needs to happen. So angels don't work outside of the vessel. They are able to work through the vessel. And I think that the idea of angels are coming up now, as they probably have through, all of our lives. But I feel like it's coming up now, because we're here to be the living angels. We literally are here to embody who we are, which is that. And it's not a separation. So as you guys go through this journey and embody yourself, you're going to find that you carry a facet of all of these entities because you are them. And then, let's say one time I did a healing and Kali came through for that person. And so I shared that. I was like, I embodied Kali, and I was like, I don't really know a lot about her, but this is what's coming through for you. And I said, you may want to get an oracle deck to help you understand the energy. And that is all perfect. And it's while you're going down those paths, as you, let's say, read the books or read the oracles or study what each angel means, it is you. And it wouldn't be coming into your life if you weren't ready for that. So that to me is such a huge perspective that needs to be talked about. And it's so interesting too, as this download came, I think 2 or 3 days later, I only listened to astrology podcasts, but I listened to Intuitive Astrology with Molly McCord, and she put out an episode on Monday that's called Pisces Portal, Jupiter and Neptune conjunction in Pisces. And I will link it below because it literally is saying this exact same thing. This energy happening in Pisces is for us to release these hierarchy of things outside of ourselves and realize that we are here to embody them. So as these energies move through you and with you on your journey, it's like welcoming a piece of yourself back home, because it's a remembering that you are that energy, right? There is nothing above you. There is nothing that is going to save us no, you're going to save us. You're going to be the energy. You need to embody it and bring it down to this earth and ground it. And we ground it by action. So why do I feel like this is happening and even the alignments of the planet are happening is that we need more action-oriented people in this incarnation. When we take something off of a pedestal and just idolize it, when we embody it, you can't help but emanate it in every way that you exist in this life. There are so many of us, me included, that are playing smaller than we are here to be. These energies are here to help us move into action and move through these energies for the greater good of everyone. And if we think back, I mean, I'm fairly new on this path of awakening, and I, like, from the moment, I guess, of my awakening, it's been action, but it's been measured action. I can only do what my ego is ready to do, which I'm at a place where I'm fighting my higher self on what the next step is. And there's a dance that needs to happen, because if I completely move forward without my ego being comfortable with that move, it's not coming forward in truth, right? I'm not able to bring the conviction of what I'm sharing. So that's why when I get downloads, for me, I have to sit with it and embody it and really understand it before I share it. And it's the same thing with these energies of these angels, is that if one comes to you, you can go and get a book and read the history around other people's accounts of this angel or deity. Yes, you can do that. But ultimately, that's from a time in the past. And that's not the energy that's actually here to be embodied at this time. So what I feel is that going inward and really sitting with whatever that energy is, and understanding that it's coming to you because it wants to work with you and not only give you that energy, but actually work with the energy that you're creating in this embodiment. And it only is in the meshing that something can then be physically materialized in this planet. So please understand that we have to step up. We have to bring forward these ideas. And it's not that everybody is here to do the same thing at all, but it's finding that authentic truth inside, in the one corner of the world that you are, to share that light. I've had one of the girls in the group has talked about opening up a spiritual store that is centered around spirit animals for children in her area. And like, to me, like, I mean, I have goosebumps even thinking about it, because she's taking a very specific thing. And this person is very visual, and she works with the animals very much. So it's tied to who she is, and she's finding a way to ground it and help future generations. So it can be something so specific as that, or it can be getting out your creativity, painting, bringing forward creation through sparking ideas for other people, making people feel seen without needing to use your words to do it. I have a particular artist that I really identify with, and when I see her artwork, I feel like she sees the inside of my head, because she's able to materialize visions that I've had. But when I see it reflected in her paintings, it feels like, oh yeah, I am picking up on that. It's like a validation, which then gives you more trust in your visions and more trust in your knowing. And all of this is like, it feels like the circle of life of you understanding you're here to be part of that circle. But you're here to bring it through in your unique way. And no one else is going to be able to do it like you would. Just like no one else is going to be doing it like I do, or however anyone else does it. And it can be, if it's through your voice chakra, it's the vibration. But again, some people are through visuals. Some people are action and doing and bringing energy to communities and sharing their light in their everyday life. So really finding out if that energy is coming and working with you and through you, how does it want to be expressed? I've talked about this before. When I get a download, if I don't share it, it's like, it feels like it goes into this death. And even though I need a few days usually to sit with something before I fully understand it and know how to explain it, I know the next download isn't coming until I express it and move the energy forward. Now, I do that through a podcast, but I'm getting this feeling that it needs to be deeper. I need to go deeper. I need to find another way to share these concepts in a more grounded way that bring it down to this planet. And I mean, I've talked about, does that mean that I'm here to be more of a teacher and, set up a platform and all of those things? And there's part of me that feels like that's already being done. Why would I continue? Why would I do something that already exists? And so that's where the ego is fighting with the higher self, really, for me, and understanding that I know there's a unique way that I'm here to do this, and I need to figure out what that unique way is. So in the meantime, as I'm sitting with this, I have stopped the push. Like, I've stopped the idea that I need to get this out because, no, sometimes we need to sit in the marinate in the energies so that you can find your unique path to bring something forward into life. And there is something about the stillness that is just as important as the manifesting and bringing something to life. Because in that stillness, you find your unique energy and how you are going to bring it forward. Because we are not here to copy someone else's work. And for me, like in the case of podcasts and what I ingest, I don't listen to anyone unless someone sends me a specific episode about something. I only listen to astrology because I'm really interested in astrology and understanding how the planets are working. But other than that, I always find it like a synchronicity when someone else ends up doing a podcast around the same time of the same idea, because as you become more in tune with those energies that are working with you, you realize you're just an antenna that's pulling down information that many people are pulling down at the same time. And they're expressing it in their way, and this one in their way, and you are here to express it in your way. So even after, I think that download came like on Friday, and then Molly had put out this episode on Monday, and I think I listened to it on Tuesday, and I was like, do I even do this podcast? Because she touches on it. She talks exactly about this same thing. But then I was like, of course you do, because it's your energy and you need to share it your way. And that's the idea. So let's say in the case of the example I gave of this store that is here to help people with spirit animals. Let's say she tunes into the same energy, right? And instead of just having, when she has this store, she would have, let's say, what I imagine is like a corner of angels, but someone to talk about what they are here to help us with, not just giving an angel book and saying like, here's what an angel is. No, it's all about the embodiment. And I think if young minds can understand that from that point of view at such a young age, like think about where our society could go. So that's what I'm saying. Like whatever area you're working in, bringing it down to your voice in your atmosphere. And the thing is if you don't, what it feels like for me, the energies either it gets stagnant really quick. Like I told you, I won't get another download until I share energy of what's been shared with me. Or it feels like it kind of like is like something, a piece of fruit that stays on a vine too long and it shrivels and it kind of just, it's there because it didn't fall off, but it's all like mangled and dry and I see it and I'm like, I didn't act on it. And I see it and I'm like, okay. And there were only so many of those that I've started to realize, like, I can't keep doing that. No, I have to move it through. And then that's when the podcast became more about the energies moving through versus what my idea was to talk about. So it's kind of like this, we become these open conduits for these energies to work through versus us looking at them as, oh, they're angels. No, you're the angel. Embody it. embody it. Please embody it for me, because I need your energy and I cannot wait to see those lights in the world. And I just want us all to realize that this time is so precious. We are in such a precious moment. Are you going to be sitting on the sideline watching it go by? Are you going to allow the energy to move with you and flow with you? That is the question of what came through at this time. It's all about perspective. It's all about realizing, are you going to jump in or are you going to watch the river go by? And I believe we're here to flow with the river. So I hope this is helpful. I really know that each one of us are here for something so unique and so special. And I am just so excited to see what comes through each one of you. Even if you don't know where you are on your path, or you're not yet at the place of grounding this into the material world, understand that as you go through the journey, these little tidbits that I'm sharing are all helpful, because when you get to that point in your journey, it's like, oh yeah, I remember this is coming because it's me. It's me showing myself to me. That's why I don't have spirit guides. They're me. I'm sharing the information with me. It's stop taking it outside of your body. Hold it inside. Whatever you get, visions, downloads, knowings, emotion, understand that it's you sharing it with yourself because you're ready and you're ready to embody it. So I hope you guys have a good week, and I really hope that this is helpful, and in no disrespect to anyone that is still conditioned by the way that we were all taught. I was raised Catholic. I definitely, like I said, I was named after an archangel. So I think speaking about this is something that needs to be shared, and I think it's time.